Tonight we track two major issues shaping Nigeria's politics and security. First, the sharp political permutations ahead of the 2027 elections. Big players are weighing alliances. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso sits at the center of the talks. The former Kano governor has stayed in the spotlight since his political protege, Abba Kabir Yusuf, moved to the APC. Now Kwankwaso faces pressure to pick a side as opposition forces try to close ranks. His next move could shape Kano politics and wider coalition race. We'll speak with NNPP National Secretary Dipo Olayoku of the Kwankwaso faction on the internal struggle, the party's direction, and where Kwankwaso stands in the shifting political order. Later in the program, we head to Niger State, where communities in the Borgu Emirate face repeated bandits attacks. Residents report abductions, killings and raids on villages, even as security agencies claim gains against armed groups operating around the Kainji forest. We'll hear from community leader Murtala Haliru Dantoro on what people are facing on the ground and what steps could close the security gaps. But first, a quick roundup of key political developments.
Peter Obi has declared interest in contesting the ADC presidential ticket ahead of 2027. He spoke at a campaign event tied to the area council elections in Abuja, saying he is going for the top job and not a supporting role. Obi linked the local elections to his broader political plan and urged supporters to back ADC candidates. Former Information Minister Lai Mohammed says Peter Obi still would not have won the 2023 presidential election even with 10 million votes. Speaking on a political podcast, he argued that Obi failed to meet the constitutional requirement of scoring 25% of votes in at least 25 states. He also claimed Obi did not have agents in about 40,000 polling units. 9 suspects accused over the Venue community attack have pleaded not guilty to a 57-count terrorism charge. The federal government alleges they took part in the June 13, 2025 attack on Yelwata in Guma local government area, which left about 150 people dead and homes destroyed. The case is being handled by the Attorney General's office. Nigeria has shared 1.969 trillion naira from the December 2025 Federation account revenue among the federal government, states and local councils. FAC confirmed this after its January meeting in a statement from the Office of the Accountant General. The sum includes 1.084 trillion naira in statutory revenue, 846.507 billion naira from VAT, and 38.110 billion naira from electronic transfer levy.
Key developments there from Shepiu Suleiman. Time now for Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed for this week's States of the Nation.
Last week, Saturday, 31st of January, a major event took place here in Kaduna. The Northwest Development Commission convened a summit for the first time in its existence, principally to lay out its own plans and then, more importantly, to garner comments and opinions and inputs into how it should operate. It was a very well-attended meeting. Politicians came, members of the public came, and there were a lot of young people and women. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a very disappointing meeting. The commission itself was there. Some key members of the National Assembly were there, but out of the 7 governors in the Northwest zone, not one of them attended. And as can be imagined, their absence was obvious. Governors are our leaders in the Northwest. The Northwest is the most vulnerable and the most damaged part of Nigeria. Of all the zones that require support and development, both from governors and from the federal government, none is more deserving today as we speak. Not even the Northeast, but the Northwest. The event would have been an excellent opportunity to highlight the poverty, the insecurity, the needs for those who are weak, young people, women, disabled people, people who are just simply, who have become marginalized in existence, in their millions. They needed a voice in that meeting, but those voices were not there. Again, 7 governors, 6 of them from the APC, were all absent. Obviously, a lot of people, including me, we raised our voices. We asked, where are our governors? Who is there to tell the Northwest Development Commission what their states and the region as a whole needs? Who should have been there to guide the deliberations by making informed inputs into what the Northwest needs? How do we understand the position of the Northwest in the calculations of our leaders, particularly our political leaders, and Abuja? This Northwest Development Commission received nothing in the last financial year, nothing. They had no money for anything. They have spent a huge amount of time with quarrels over who should be what, where they should stay, and as we speak, they're still not on the ground in terms of real operational impact. This is not acceptable. The Northwest Development Commission is not a favor from the federal government. Governors have a duty to engage it, support it, and be there when it comes to seek for advice. The fact that they were not there spoke very loudly about the degree to which they care about public opinion. And they are politicians. It's up to them to decide how much value they want to put to public opinion. But the public knows, and the public counts. And it is important to remind them, in case they forgot, the Northwest is the most populous zone in this country. The zone with the highest number of votes, the zone with the highest number of dislocated people, victims of insecurity and poverty, and the zone that could very ultimately decide their fate as governors and the fate of those who want to be presidents. It is very disappointing. A final word for advice for the federal government, for the Northwest Commission, and for our governors. We need this commission to work for us, not as a favor, but because we deserve it. And it is important in the next few months that our governors collaborate with this commission to make a difference in the lives of Nigerians who are living in the Northwest Zone. Thank you.
The public notes and the public counts. Sound bites there from Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, about the failure of Northwest governors to be at a very, very important meeting over the fate of the region, which held at the weekend in Kaduna. Now, back in the studio, we still have Dipo Olayoku, who is the NNPP National Secretary, of course, the Kwankwaso faction. Once again, welcome to our studio.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, viewers.
A lot has been said in the past few weeks. I want to go straight. If I say NNPP has fallen in Kano, what will you say on that?
Yeah, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to respond to issues around Kano State and the national politics.
Yes.
Well, let me quickly chip in this one, because a lot of people talk about faction within NNPP. NNPP does not have any faction. The laws of Nigeria is very clear. The Independent National Electoral Commission, that's the INEC, is the umpire. It's the regulatory agencies for political parties. And it is the body that determines the leadership of every party. That is why if you look at the INEC website today, you will see the leadership of the party there. So maybe there's a group, but as far as NNPP is concerned, there's only one NNPP. INEC has attested to that. If you go to their website, you will see the leadership of NNPP. National chairman is Dr. Ajuji Ahmed, and the national secretary is my humble self,
Dipo Olayoku.
Yes. Now back to the issue.
I will go to Kano since you have started. I wanted to go there, but then we can build on this before we move.
No, there is an issue about Kano. NNPP has fallen in Kano.
Yes, because I wanted to start from there.
Okay.
But then since you've started from this, this is the root of the problem, because even the governor cited division in the party as topmost reason for his defection. So what will you say on that? If the governor cited division in NNPP as reason one of the reasons for his defection?
Well, that's why I said, as far as the NNPP is concerned, the issue of division does not translate that there's faction. That's why I gave you the law of the land. The Constitution gives INEC the power to regulate and determine the activities of political parties. If INEC today on their website said this is the leadership of the party, I don't think there can be true leadership that will be recognized by INEC.
So I want you to comment on what the governor said.
The governor said division. Yes, the governor is a politician. He must give any reason for his defection.
And divisions, sir, not to cut you, you can call it faction, because if you have a division, left, right, too. So maybe it's a matter of semantics.
I know,
that's why he used
there
division.
can be a faction within a party that has the leadership recognized by INEC.
Then what about even the logo? Your site, let me use this word, uses books, right?
The academic, the cap, the book.
Yes. While the Boniface, they have the fruits, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So where are we?
Go to the INEC site. You will see the logo that INEC has there. For example, in the past, because INEC approved the new logo since July 2024. Look at the ballot papers used by INEC for all the elections. And then look at the logo that INEC has been using. INEC cannot use two logos for one election. That's the logo INEC has been using. So the Boniface-led
NNPP, they are actually, beaten about the bush.
As a matter of fact, from our end, we don't like discussing issues pertaining to that group.
But Nigerians want it because, and that is why I think we have you here, many have enormous respect for NNPP, and they are looking for a sense of direction. And by having people like you, you will set the record straight so that people will not have ambiguity, in their minds towards taking decisions.
There's no any ambiguity. That's why I said, go and look at the ballot papers that have been used by INEC since July 2024. You'll see the logo they are using. The local FCT council polls are happening next month. Go and look at the logo.
It's actually
so there's no any issue concerning the issue of logo. INEC approved the change of logo since July 2024. There's a letter to that effect. And I said since that time, NNPP has taken part in all the elections. And just go and get a copy of the ballot paper and then look at the logo.
And there is no issue in any court as far as you are concerned?
Yes, there are issues in court, okay. But at least the court will give ruling and then INEC will now obey the ruling.
How much will they encumber your preparations? Don't you think by the time, even if you win an election, you might likely face some challenges?
No, we can't face some challenges. That is why for now, whatever is happening, we see it as a distraction. And the party remains focused. For example, we are now at the level of uploading our candidates for the by-elections that is coming up on February 21. We have collected the access code. Access code is only given to a party that can upload. INEC cannot give the access code of one party to two people.
So you are saying the other side, they don't have any access code now?
There's no point. We have all the access code. We have uploaded our candidates for the Ekiti, our polling agent for the Ekiti election. We have just uploaded our candidates, that's the governorship and the deputy, for Osun election today, because they are here. Then for the by-election coming up on the 21st, the upload closed this evening by 6 o'clock. We have done that. And two groups cannot upload for one political party. So that's why I say I wouldn't want us to waste time discussing. To us, it's a non-issue.
Well, because you are an insider, you know where you are heading to. But for the electorate, they always want clarity.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is why I have made that clarification.
Going back to the same
That's why I've made the clarification that as far as the by-elections are concerned, coming up on the 21st of February, today is the deadline for the upload of the candidates, which we concluded by 6 o'clock today. For the Osun, we have just uploaded we have the access code, we have uploaded the governorship and the deputy governorship candidate.
Okay, were you convinced with the reasons given by Governor Abba Kabiru Yusuf that there is division in NNPP and that informed his decision, among others, to dump the party?
Well, Abba Kabiru Yusuf is a friend. We were together in the trenches in court for about 3 years. because at least, yes, for about 3 years, even before the election in Kano was like a war. And even while the elections were going on, it was a war. Because on the day of the election, some people went to the secretariat of NNPP, burnt down the secretariat, killing 13 people inside. At the point of announcing the result, they wanted to play the usual game they played in 2019 by saying inconclusive. The leader, that's Kwankwaso, had to go to the coalition center by 3-4 a.m. That, no, you guys, you can't go anywhere. Because if the returning officer had been able to escape on that day, they will call it inconclusive. And even after the man became the governor, the litigation in the court from the tribunal to the Court of Appeal to Supreme Court, it was a war. Eventually, prison prevailed at the Supreme Court level. They gave the mandate back to our governor. And since the guy became the governor, they have made governance difficult for him. Look at the issue of the Emirate Council, which is primarily the responsibility of local government, state government. They brought in somebody they call the federal government emir. And the thing continues like that. You have a governor that when he makes an order, the commissioner of police in the state will make a counter order. So it was war. And at the end of the day, if he decides to go and join them, there's nothing anybody can do. That is right, as some people say. But we are looking at a lot of issues came out of it.
At a party level, you feel betrayed?
Not really betrayed as a party level. I think rather we felt the people of Kano were betrayed. And that's why I gave you the example, the chronology of what happened. While we were doing the campaigns, they were attacking our people, winding some of them. And even during the election, I gave you what happened. It was war. After he became the governor, he won the election, it was war. They went to tribunal. And you know what happened at the tribunal? The tribunal people could not come to Ghana to give their ruling. They give ruling somewhere in Abuja. All those things, Court of Appeal, you know what happened in Court of Appeal? On Friday, when they read the judgment, they said NNPP lost. By the time they were compelled to give us the certified true copy of the judgment, in the body of the judgment, they say APC won. In the conclusion, they say NNPP won. Even awarded cost against APC. They said it was a clerical error. Eventually, we got it at the Supreme Court. And I remember that the Supreme Court gave their ruling on Friday. Governor Abba was in Abuja because he witnessed the court proceedings. On Saturday, he left Abuja. He went to Kaduna by road. Then on Sunday morning, by 8 o'clock, he left Kaduna, going back to Kano. It was like a triumphal entry. How do I mean? Governor Abba got to the border between Kano and Kaduna by 9 o'clock in the morning. He did not get to the government house within Kano until 2 a.m. because people were on the street jubilating. Even by the time he got to the government house at 2 a.m., almost millions of people were there waiting for him to celebrate with him.
And all this now history. Yes. So in short, will they be there for him in a word or two?
Yes, because don't forget that the presidential election was shared in
will they be there for him now? We are heading for another election.
That's why I'm giving you an example.
Okay.
Yeah, on February 2023, we had the presidential election. Some few days later, they announced that President Tinubu had won the election. And 3 weeks later, the people of Kano still voted for NNPP. Because when they say they are aligning with the center, if the people of Kano wanted to align with the center, they would have voted for APC because APC had already emerged as the president level. So, for us, it now left to the people of Kano because you have to go to Kano and be asking questions.
Okay, now where are you heading to with Kano already slipped from your hands, at least for now?
No. Kano has not slipped.
Okay, now which direction are you heading to as far as because Kwankwaso was on the ballot, last season. Is he going to be on the ballot of NNPP this time around?
Yeah, that's why at every meetings, at every gathering, he continues to tell us, let us continue developing our party. We need to continue growing our party.
Are you saying you people are not dumping NNPP?
No. We are not discussing along that line.
Or maybe you have started discussing as to whether...
No, as politicians,
yes,
when elections are coming, there will be some realignment, re-engineering, re-strategizing Then people can be talking to you.
So you are tilting towards whose direction now? Is it Peter Obi? Is it Amechi to have a joint ticket under ADC or under Labour Party or under ADP or under any other political?
No, we are tilting towards the people of Nigeria for now.
That is actually problematic.
It is not.
Because, yes, we have seen Atiku deeply in ADC, Peter Obi deeply in ADC, and we had him, just today in our tidbit that he's going to be on the ballot. Is Kwankwaso also going to be on the ballot?
Definitely. Yes, that is in politics because of elections now. So that's why I said we are developing or growing our political party. It doesn't mean people are not talking to us. It does not mean we are not talking to people. But we know where we're going. Because don't forget that this man has been a member of the House of Representatives, Deputy Speaker. He has been a senator. He has been a governor 2 terms. He has been a minister. He has been an ambassador. So definitely he must be aspiring for something higher because he has proved his mettle at those levels. If you go to Kano today, you will see his imprint. And that was why when he parted ways with the governor of Kano in 2019, he still won the election with the person he brought in forward until they came up with what they called inconclusive election. Okay, we hosted in 2023 without even a councillor.
We hosted the national chairman of the APC on this platform yesterday, and he made some statements in respect to all of these things. Was there any time that APC reached out to your group? If I say your group, I'm referring to Kwankwaso because you were all together. Was there any time the APC reached out to you for maybe having a very good relationship?
Maybe without the knowledge of the leader. And you cannot be talking to a leader without when he doesn't know. And I can say authoritatively and categorically, Senator Kwankwaso has not and has never discussed with APC as far as joining them. The last time the man met with the president was January 2024, immediately after the Supreme Court ruling, when he and the governor went to see the president. Just like, yes, there were rumors that there was going to be pressure on the Supreme Court. And after the Supreme Court gave their ruling and returned their mandate to us, in January 2024, along with the governor, they paid the president a visit. And since then, I can tell you authoritatively and categorically, there has not and has never been any discussion between him and APC.
What about the claim that he gave a large, that he needed 20% and all that?
You see, the question we ask is, let the person that is making the claim, let the person come out. Okay, this man made this demands on this occasion, on this day. And I am repeating. And that was why our National Public Secretary was on television yesterday to discontinue that thing. There was never a time the man had any discussion with APC. Let me give you an instance, my dear brother. There was a day we were having a meeting in Senator Kwankwaso's house. Just a small, we call it small group, very few of us, like the think tank. It was on a Wednesday. National Organizing Secretary was seated by my side, and the leader was seated just directly in front of me. National Organizing Secretary was telling me something on Facebook by APC that Senator Kwankwaso was in Nassau Rock, having a meeting with the president.
While we were with him?
While we were with him in his office, only 13 of us. So the guy was asking, come, National Secretary, what's happening? Is your guy, has he broken into two? So he heard what we were saying. He said, National Secretary, what is happening? We now showed him. That is the extent to which they can go with propaganda. There was a time they were on television, as on Facebook, that Kwankwaso was doing medical, as if he was a footballer. When this man was not talking to them, there was a day they even put for the tinubu's cap on his head. What we're saying is the person he was discussing with, where he made those demands, let the person come out.
Okay, now that all of these things have happened, you have cleared air about Abuja relationship, Kano relationship. Now, going forward, have you started shopping for your candidate that will now face the APC candidate in Kano in the person of Abba Kabiru? Because we have had Ganduje saying, he has the right of first refusal, right? All other Barrow Jibrin and all that. They said, in fact, they have convinced those who contested with him, on the other platforms,
to drop their ambition.
Now, have you started shopping for someone who will?
No, like I told you, what is very paramount to us now, We have the by-election coming up on the February 21st. We have the council polls coming up this February 2. And then after that, we have a off-cycle election. This year, we have Osun off-cycle election. Those are the things that are that is.
But those are minor elections.
They are not. Governorship election.
Of course, well, compared to Kano, Kano is your asset.
My dear brother, yes. May God preserve our lives. We don't have any problem in Kano.
You think the person you will put will defeat Abba?
In 2023, NNPP had no councillor in Kano. APC controlled right from the top down to the bottom. In 2023. And in all the 5 elections held in that year, the NNPP through Kwankwaso defeated even the president in the presidential election. But
most of those that we are seen as foot soldiers of Kwankwaso, they have all defected with the governor. One man standing. Are you not scared?
We are not at all. This one, he said it immediately. He said, whatever, you know, when this thing was brewing, because it didn't come to us as a surprise, though it could be shocking, because it didn't start yesterday. It was something that was on for more than 1 year, close to 2 years.
The sign of betrayal. Let me use this word.
You know, politicians and betrayal. No, I don't see it.
But Kwankwaso used that word.
To the people of Kano, not him. Dr. Ganduje did worse thing than that now. Have you forgotten that in 2015, when they came back to Kano 2011 to 2015, and he was leaving the office, the only governor that has elevated his deputy to become a governor in Nigeria, no another governor has done that. No, but eventually, after 3 months, the man said he couldn't even go to Kano. The person he put there as a governor.
So how deeply traumatized is the Jagora now?
No, as a human being, definitely you will feel it. Especially the relationship between Jagora and Governor Abba is beyond politics.
So that has affected him.
He married his daughter.
Will he recover? Because there's an edge not on his side when you look at the magnitude of the.
The man has put it behind him. Because we were together on Saturday, our national chairman, the daughter got married, and he was the chief person that really conducted the thing. You would not even know something of such happened last Saturday.
Okay, finally, we saw Gawuna's photo with Kwankwaso. Is it that Gawuna is tilting or hoping to come back?
I wouldn't know about that.
Or is deep fake?
But maybe. You know, this AI stuff, you can do a lot of things. But as far it's possible, because there are some guys in Kano that felt if this could happen, then we need to console this man. But you know, politics is 24 hours in politics like eternity. Anything can happen between now and 2027. Right. But as far as Kano is concerned, we don't have any problem.
You don't have any problem?
Honestly speaking.
You don't have any problem?
I told you that in 2023, we didn't have one councillor. And the man defeated all the 5 elections held.
This man now, he has federal might. He has Ganduje.
Ganduje had federal might in 2023 now.
And you will defeat all of them. All right, thank you very much, Dipo Olayoku, National Secretary, NNPP, side of Kwankwaso. Let me use this instead of saying faction. We thank you for coming to the program.
It's a pleasure. God bless.
And we hope to have you some other time.
Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.